Roger Stone did nothing wrong. Yeah. We love you, Roger.
Are you going to abide by the order?
We love Roger. We love Roger.
Back it up.
Hey, will Marcus Darby get a pardon, Roger? Marcus Darby get a pardon, Roger? He will? You promise that, Roger?
We love you, Roger.
We're here with Owen Shroyer, host of The War Room on InfoWars, and you're also Roger Stone's co-host. What do you make of everything that's happened in the past few days?
It's been pretty wild. Roger's pretty much been like the #1 story on television news. It seems like no matter what station you tune into, you're going to see them covering Roger. Of course, you know, being with InfoWars and Alex Jones, when Alex Jones was kind of the biggest story back in August, it's kind of wild to kind of be in the middle of this and to just see kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff. You know, I know Roger well. I've known him for more than 2 years. I know Alex well. And I know that Roger is not colluding with Russia. He's not colluding with WikiLeaks. He's not colluding with anyone. And all the crimes that they're claiming he committed, if they're even true, which I don't believe, they would be process crimes, entrapment type situations where they interview Roger Stone for 30 hours. You know, they get him to answer 100,000 questions. And then they take all of his personal, you know, effects, his computers, his cell phones, everything, terabytes of information. So then they tear through all of that, and then they cross-reference their notes from the 30 hours of interviewing him with the terabytes of data they have, and they say, Roger told me on Tuesday of October 3rd, 2017, he had a ham sandwich, but according to this receipt that we found, it was indeed a turkey sandwich. Roger Stone lied to the FBI, therefore he must be arrested. So that's essentially what they've done here, and the basis of this investigation was Russian collusion. They still found none, so clearly they're not looking for justice. It's all about destroying any associate of Donald Trump in the hope that they can get them to flip on Trump. Of course, there's nothing to flip on, but if they lie about Trump, then maybe they think they can somehow corner Trump or entrap Trump, and then, of course, the ultimate goal is to remove Donald Trump from office. That's what this is all about. The fact the American people elected Donald Trump. This is not what the deep state intended. This is not what the corrupt government intended. Donald Trump was an outsider. They had to get Hillary in there. They didn't get what they wanted. It was all rigged for Hillary. They didn't get it, so now they're trying to save face and reverse an entire election by the American people. That's really what this comes down to.
But why is it that we haven't seen any Democrats get indicted for actually colluding with Russia, actually giving uranium to Russia? And yeah, Trump associates are getting indicted and going to jail and getting raided. Their homes are getting raided by the FBI. We thought this was going to happen to Hillary. Is it Trump not able to do it? Is he being obstructed? We have Sessions is not the Attorney General anymore. But what's the problem?
Well, I think Trump supporters are all asking themselves that right now. Why is President Trump allowing this to happen to his friends and to his associates? Why isn't he going after the corrupt bureaucrats and all the crimes of Hillary Clinton and Obama? I think we're all asking ourselves that right now. And, you know, I can't help it that when it happened to Roger, it just got so close to home that I was just fed up. And I would imagine people felt this way when it happened to Mike Flynn. I would imagine people felt this way when it happened to Paul Manafort. Of course, I did. But when it happened to Roger, it was just, you know, Roger's a friend of mine. I care about Roger. When I had to see that happen to him, when I have to see the death threats against his family, it really just, for me, it was like the first time where I was like, wow, President Trump, you better do something about this, or I'm fed up with it. So hopefully President Trump is going to do something about it. But to answer your question, it always comes back to the same thing. They're not looking for Russian collusion. If they were, they'd be looking at Hillary Clinton. If they were, they'd be looking at Uranium One. If they were, they'd be looking at who and why paid the Russian intelligence officers to make up that phony dossier as opposition research against Donald Trump. They're not interested in that. This is all about taking Trump out of office. So I hope the president realizes that. I don't think he's dumb. I think he knows that's the case. I think we're all just scratching our heads wondering why he's allowing it to happen.
Imagine, Owen, if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Democrats and who were being accused and Democrats being indicted. You'd probably see riots out here, but instead, I guess maybe our side's too apathetic or just not. fired up enough to fight back?
No, actually, that's a good point. And I think maybe if I'm putting myself in the president's shoes, maybe that's kind of his reservation right now. He's like, look, there aren't a bunch of people protesting. There aren't millions of people protesting. There aren't Americans up in arms about this. So maybe the president has a philosophy that he wants to wait until it reaches that point. Maybe he wants it to get to that point before he moves against these people so he can have the public support. But to me, that doesn't justify allowing it to happen. To me, you're the president. It's your job to step in and stop this political witch hunt that he knows is the case. But yeah, there's definitely some truth to what you said. Americans should be up in arms. Millions of people should be marching in the streets to stop this. And it's just not something conservatives do. You know, and even if we did, they wouldn't cover it on mainstream news. I mean, look at how many people covered the pro-life march that had millions of people. Hardly anybody wanted to even cover that. So historically, it's not something conservatives do. And it's not something that gets amplified by the media. So I'm not sure what the answer is. I don't know if conservatives really do have to, you know, organize to do something about this. But it shouldn't be a conservative liberal issue. This is a political witch hunt. This should be a nonpartisan issue. We shouldn't see innocent men being hunted down because certain politicos don't like the results of an election.
How much longer do you think InfoWars is going to be banned from everything? Banned basically from the internet? And where's the Trump administration on that? We love our president. We worked hard to get him elected, but we still want answers.
I'm not counting on it ever stopping. I don't think Alex will ever be allowed back on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter unless there is a change of management and unless there are antitrust lawsuits filed against Apple and Twitter and Facebook and everything. Maybe they're coming. Maybe there's some stuff being investigated. I know that John Huber, with a grand jury, has a lot of investigations going on behind the scene. Who knows really what the result of those will be. But as of right now, I'm not counting on InfoWars and Alex Jones being allowed on social media ever again.